Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. And if you're new or just clicked on this video, thank you very much. My name is Alexis and this is the Goddess of Daydreams Tarot. Today we're going to be doing a reading on the super full moon in Gemini. We're going to be taking a look at the energies the universe wants us to be aware of, to be open for and cautious of during this super full moon. This is our final super full moon for 2025. It's in Gemini, so really a good energy to kind of bring in harmony and rebalancing a lot of energies into your life before we enter the new year. Now, with that said, let's relax, sit back, and I hope you enjoyed this reading and received the insight, clarity, and messages that you need. Excuse me. I'm going to start off with some oracles to get the overall energy coming in from this super full moon. All right, Spirit, what do you have for the collective? All right, and let me get one more. Let me put this down here. All right, so the first card we have is Primal. Connecting deep within, sacred dance, instinct. Card 13 kind of reminds me of the death card. You could be a Scorpio. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. And then we have She Who Listens. Hannah, understanding, witness, compassion. I feel really strongly with this super full moon that's coming in. A lot of us in the collective are really starting to understand and starting to get in tune with our spiritual power. Like, I really feel a strong connection of the higher self. Like, you're starting to understand the energy that you carry and what you can do with it. Like, you're learning to listen to your intuition a lot more often. You are starting to pick up any, like, in how can I put this, Spirit? Like, you're picking up on the signs and synchronicities, excuse me, that are happening often in your life. You're starting to see signs and symbols that you have asked for that are coming in. I really feel that this Gemini super moon is granting us the solidifying of the connection of our higher self and of our spiritual power. I just finished doing the December reading, and in that reading, I was speaking about how within the month there is going to be a powerful download. So it seems that with this super full moon, it's helping enhance this download, and it's definitely have something to do with connecting to the inner voice and the calling of not only our higher selves, but of the universe. We are understanding the whispers and messages that are given to us in the unseen, in the dark, and within our dreams. Give me a second. I need to take a sip of water. A lot of you are trusting your inner voice, or you are also strengthening your inner voice. I also feel for a lot of you, you're also tapping into a lot of ancestral energy within this Gemini super full moon. Or you're finally hearing the energies that have been trying to okay, for some reason my brain said we have been reaching you to talk about your car's extended warranty. You know, that we've been reaching you to talk about your car's extended warranty. The spam call that I'm pretty sure a lot of us have heard. Well, you're finally receiving that call, or you're understanding that call. Give me a second. I feel for a lot of you in the collective in the beginning of this year, or maybe sometime in the past, within these 5 years, you have been hearing certain energies and you have been afraid because you're probably thinking, like, am I going crazy? Am I hearing things? No, this is your divine team that has been trying to reach to you for quite some time. But it seems that because within these years, you have been learning to quiet your mind and quiet your energy, you are able to hear the messages that are being given to you. And you realize that there is no fear in these messages or the whispers that have been connecting to you and talking to you. You are not afraid of the power and the messages that the divine has been trying to send to you. Let's go into more detail with some Panther. There we go. Oops, way too many spirits. Many. Let me just get one. Why are these cards acting up? There we go. Let me get two more. All right. Let me marinate on this for a second. Drink my Evian. So, first card I have is marriage. Sweet love, couple, dependency. So actually what I'm really picking up on this marriage card is actually in the tarot, the Lover's card here. I do see that it's like a harmony that is being accepted into your life. And you see it's a marriage actually between you and your power. It's a, oh, spirit, what's the other word for like a marriage? Let's just say that you are strengthening the relationship with your spiritual energy and with your spiritual gifts. That's kind of what I'm picking up with. Also, with this marriage card here, kind of like with the Lovers, I do see that there is a strengthening of the connecting of the masculine and the feminine energies within you. Now, male or female, doesn't matter. Everyone has masculine and feminine energies. And for a lot of you, you are embracing, maybe for some of you, more of your masculine side, maybe for some of you, more of your feminine side. But you are bringing a balance into the energies within you, especially when it comes to your spiritual gifts and to your spiritual body. Okay, now on a side note, I am picking up that for some of you, you have been either having dreams or some type of past life memory of connecting or being with someone. This could be a potential soulmate that you have been in spirit. Get it? Help me with these words. It's a soulmate energy that has been kind of going around for you guys for a while, and it seems that this energy is really trying to get your attention and wants to be in reunion with you. This reminds me of the Samhain reading that I did, where it was this energy of you and your soulmate have been yearning for each other, but there has been some type of curse or blockage that someone in a past life put on the both of you. I would recommend checking out that reading. I'll probably put it in the link, but it's, yeah, the Samhain reading. But going back with the marriage, aside from the relationship aspect, a lot of you guys are bridging together your kind of like the physical and the spiritual energy within your life. You are understanding not to be afraid of your spiritual talents and powers, but you are embracing the spiritual talents and powers that you have. Next, I have is protests. Inadequacy, sue attention. So I feel for a lot of you with this protest card here, you are definitely going to be using your power or your skills or your talents to raise awareness or to defend yourself and others from a negative energy or a really dark energy that has been in conflict with this world for quite some time. So I have mentioned for a good bit in my channel throughout the year how the collective, us, has been dealing with the dark collective. You know, secret governments, cults, covens, however however you say it, or whatever you describe it. But I do see that for a lot of you with this full moon, you are finally embracing the power that has already been within you, and you are going to be using it to counteract these attacks that have been put on or have been delivered to the collective for quite some time. You're basically going to be joining into the spiritual army. So, congratulations. Thanks for coming in. We really need the numbers because, boy, oh boy, this spiritual warfare is quite intense. But I do see you are joining the fight, whether if it's something personal in your life or something bigger than all of us. Give me a second. For a lot of you, you're definitely going to be using your spiritual powers to bring attention to something that either has been overlooked, is hidden, or unseen. I feel for a lot of you with this protest card here, you are going to be using your abilities to be bringing out the truth. Maybe for some of you with this like primal and Hannah card here, your divine team has been trying to speak to you about a hidden truth or some type of deception that is going on that only you are going to be able to witness or that you can see. Like maybe for some of you, you probably have brushed something off like, oh, maybe that was my imagination, or maybe I was just seeing things, I was just tired. No, you saw something off, and you know it's been, and you know it's off because it's been with you as I'm doing this reading. Like, you know, like there's something off with that place, there's something off with that person. You know, it's not your imagination. There is something going on, and spirit needs you to kind of pay attention to it and to kind of keep an eye on it, because it seems that this energy has plans for you and for other people in the collective to strike. So be mindful of the energies around you, because the dark collective is starting to notice that certain people are waking up during this time. So they're going to do a lot of specific attacks on the collective to keep suppressing the energies. Next I have is reservation. Desire, worth, extravagance. This reservation card is interesting. Give me 1 second. Okay, thank you, Spirit. So, Spirit was mentioning to me with this reservation card that for a lot of you, you have been praying for your wishes, for your desires, for your manifestations to be fulfilled. However, you feel that they have not come in yet. They are going to come in. However, Spirit and your divine team have been trying to reach you to kind of tell you a little something different about your wishes or your manifestations. They're probably telling you that you are either manifesting something wrong, or the way that you are speaking about your wishes is not exactly aligning to your energies. So this reminds me of I had done this reading, I think it was last month. I know I put a short up about it, and it was about, like, for example, when you are manifesting money, you have to be very specific about manifesting money. You cannot just say, Spirit, I want a lot of money. Spirit does not know what a lot of money is. You got to speak to Spirit in detail about how you want this money, how much you want this money, how this money will make you feel, what you will do with this money. So that way they can give you the directions or the instructions or the blueprint for you to meet Spirit halfway into receiving that money. So when you are, as you are understanding your power and the energy of manifestation, you got to be mindful how you speak about it. Because just saying, oh, I want a lot of money is very vague. Also, you need to be mindful that if you want to be rich, you cannot say eat the rich, because then Spirit is going to be like, well, I'm going to hold on to this money, because if you get this money, somebody's going to end up eating you, and I don't want that. So you also have to be mindful that you want to be a responsible rich person. I want to enjoy my money, but I also want to make sure I contribute well into this world. So you can have your blessings, you can have your wishes, you can have your manifestations, but you have to be mindful not only how you speak about it, but also the type of energy that you are in. If you are throwing out your manifestations, but then you don't believe it's going to happen, you're canceling out your manifestations. Like, how are you going to put in the order, and then in the middle of the order, you go and you cancel it because it's taking too long? Manifestations are not like a DoorDash order, or like or like an Uber Eats order. Like, it's going to take some time, or you have to do something that's going to align with the energies of your manifestations and of your desires and wishes. Now, the last card that I have is blind, awkward, unknown vision problems. So, this card I got specifically a message of when Spirit delivers you this message or this insight, or your team gives you an answer, don't ignore it and don't pretend you didn't listen. I feel for some of you with this Gemini super moon, Spirit is also going to come to tell you things that you probably don't want to hear, and you're going to try to ignore it. But you have to listen. You're going to have to accept whatever messages that Spirit is delivering to you, because again, if you want to have your desires fulfilled, your wishes come true, your manifestations to come to light, you're going to have to also take notice of whatever negative aspects or certain energies that you have been holding on to. I feel like with this blind card here, it's like if Spirit is saying, like, okay, here's a good one. If you are telling Spirit, Spirit, is this person the right one for me? And they give you a clear answer that is no, they are not. They are karmic. They are evil. You cannot be like, so is that a yes or a no? Spirit gave you the answer, and you have to act on whatever information Spirit tells you. Do not ignore Spirit's messages, especially that you have been working hard to hear these messages. It will be also quite disrespectful that you are talking to Spirit and you're like, can I get a message? You receive the message and you're just like, but I don't like that message. Spirit is going to say, it's not my fault you don't like the message or not. You ask and you shall receive. If you don't like it, well, you're going to have to work on why you don't like it. Don't disrespect Spirit. If they are delivering a message to you, you need to hear it. If they are delivering you warnings and insight that you do not agree with, you have to take it. Now, let's go into more detail with some tarot. Wait a minute. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to have to censor something. All right. All right, we've got 3 major arcanas here. So definitely whatever messages that your divine team and Spirit has been trying to give to you, you have to receive it. Now, first card I have is the Hierophant. You could be a Taurus, you could be dealing with a Taurus, you could have Taurus placements in your chart. Now, I feel like this is an energy where, how can I put this, Spirit? The way I'm looking at this Hierophant card here is that it's an energy of being committed to your spiritual energy. Kind of, it's again kind of, it's combining like this energy of the Marriage and the Lovers card here, where if you want to be in harmony with your spiritual side, you have to accept the good, the bad, the light, the dark, the yin and the yang. You have to be committed to your spirit. Yeah, Spirit is saying you must be committed to your spiritual energy if you wish to, again, receive your blessings, receive your wishes and desires. I'm going to pull an extra card for this Hierophant. Hold on. Too many cards. Let me just get one. Okay. All right. With the Hierophant, I have the 8 of Wands. The faster you commit to your spiritual body and to your spiritual talents, the faster the information and energy can come to you on what needs to be done, on what needs to let go, on what needs to heal. Whatever the case is, this message will be delivered to you, or this insight or answers will be delivered to you. Excuse me. Yeah, Spirit is being really strong. Like, for a lot of you, I'm being told, like, if you want to commit to the spiritual community, you have to also be committed to listening to things that you don't want to hear. And that even includes me. Like, sometimes I'd be like earlier today, I was like, let me get the tarot because it's something that I need to do that I don't want to do. And I'm here expecting, okay, Spirit's going to tell me I'm right. Nope, Spirit told me, no, you have to go do this. And I'm like, okay, fine. Like, yeah, I'm going to huff and puff about it, but I have to listen to Spirit because obviously they're aligning something for me that I'm either aware or unaware of, and I have to allow things to work out. I got to be in flow with the universe so I can receive what I need to receive. Easier said than done, but it must be done. Next I have is the Five of Wands. I feel this is like conflict, not only eternally, but externally happening, that is also blocking your strengthening or reconnection or regrounding of your spiritual talents and energy. And I feel that this is being done on purpose because somebody or certain people do know that you do carry a really powerful spiritual talent or connection, and they don't want you to evolve, or what's the other word I'm looking for? Evolve or reignite those type of energies. For some of you, if someone has been kind of, how can I put this word, has been like really conflicting, like just want to be in your face, want to start something with you, you need to ignore that person. They're doing this on purpose to keep you distracted from achieving whatever enlightenment, whatever enhancement or download that your divine team and spirit has been trying to give to you. For a lot of you, this is also someone distracting you from the whispers that your divine team has been trying to send to you. Okay, yeah, something told me like this person does not want to shut their mouth. They keep running their mouth because as long as their mouth keeps running, you're only going to hear their mouth and not the words your team has to say to you. So if someone is disturbing your peace and is not being mindful of their words, you are going to have to tell them to leave, either spiritually or physically, however you see fit. I'm being told one of your guides is sick of somebody. They want to tape their mouth shut. But because you keep inviting this person, they can't do anything. I guess this is kind of like this energy. Again, I was thinking of like, Spirit, is this person good for me? Your team is going to flat out tell you no. Like, they're sick of them. Get rid of them. All right. Next card I have is the Devil. So yeah, there has been an energy around you that has been aware, again, of your spiritual energy, of your power, of your connection. And they're trying to control or at least maintain control over you and what type of energy that you get to access. I feel so at the time that I'm doing this, we're in Sagittarius season, but we are, as we go into Capricorn season and into the new year, I really feel like this devil is really going to try to restrain the collective a lot stronger. Now, in my December reading, like I said, there's going to be a really powerful download or like upgrade for the collective, and it's going to set up the energy for the next year. So now that I'm seeing this devil for the super full moon, lets me know that the dark collective is going to try to bind the collective really heavily. So it is important that you really listen to the instructions, to your intuition, to the whispers that your divine team and God has been given, is trying to give to you, because the devil is ready to tighten the chains around you and try to tighten the chains around the collective. You can break out of these chains. However, you have to listen. Give me a second. Let me get an extra card for this devil. I'm going to take this sideways. So with the devil, I have the Four of Wands, but it's sideways. So it's like with this devil energy, it's going to kind of give off like, I'm going to try to keep you in this illusion that everything is fine, but you know it's not fine. You know something is off. Something is weird. Or that this illusion is breaking. And as this illusion is breaking, the devil is trying to tighten the grip on the collective to keep them suppressed in this illusion. For a lot of us, this is also a final, I'm not going to say a final push, but I guess a final push for this year that our divine team is trying to get us to wake up and to take certain actions before we are like truly binded in this illusion. It's kind of giving like trying to keep as many people in the 3D so that they don't ascend into the 5D. Now, last I have is the Hanged Man. Spirit is saying for you, you need to surrender whatever chip on the shoulder or whatever ill feelings you feel about the messages that you receive. For a lot of you, when you accept this truth, when you accept the message or the story or the energy that your divine team is trying to send to you, you are going to realize why. You're going to see, the whys and the hows and the truths. You're going to be like, oh, I actually been delaying this for myself because A, B, C, and D, or because I didn't do X, Y, and Z. Now I understand, and kind of remove myself from these restraints. Yeah, this is like, for some of you, you have to face the truth or else you will be continue to be binded to the devil. And they will continue to use your energy, to use your insight, to use your divine talents for their own gains, whoever this devil is in your life, either personal or as something bigger. Let me get another card for the Hanged Man. I like this. With the Hanged Man, I have the Four of Swords. You're going to be making peace with, again, whatever messages, whatever connection, whatever power or talent that you have. You're going to be like, it is what it is. All I can do now is trust myself and strengthen with what I have or what I got. When you surrender and listen to the truth, you strengthen your connection to your higher self, to your divine team, to God, and to whatever higher beings that you believe in. I know it's like this process is so easy, but at the same time, it's not. Because, it is kind of like a test of faith and belief. Like, do you believe you are powerful to listen? Like, do you believe in yourself that you are that powerful, that you are that connected, that you are this divine, that energies of higher beings and higher places are connecting to you and contacting you? It's a wild thing to think about. Let's be real. It's kind of like I was telling my mother the other day, like, I understand as I'm making this channel, the way I speak, I have to be aware that I'm going to sound crazy, certain times. I'm going to probably sound crazy a lot of times or all the time. But as long as I'm aware of it and I'm accepting it, I welcome, the downloads and the energies and the enhancements of my talents and connection to my divine team. It is what it is. I trust considering I'm also a Pisces. So seeing this Hanged Man and the Four of Swords, I actually like that this energy is here, because the more you trust yourself and the more you trust your power, and you're trusting the energies that are being delivered to you, the more you set yourself free, the more you become who you are. And also, the more power that you get, that you are able to break from the restraints that the devil has put within this plane, unfortunately. But it can be done, and it will be done, and it shall be done, because I don't see you going to be, carrying this devil energy into 2026. You're like, you know what? I'm embracing who I am. I'm embracing the energies that are around me and connected to me, and I am going to move accordingly and not ignore the messages that my divine team is putting out for me. With that said, let's wrap up this reading with some final messages from the Clo. Let's see what the Clo has to say. First Clo I have is the shadow. Beware of this shadow energy. It is going to be working very heavily within this full moon, super full moon, like within the span of 30 days. Whenever you even decide to listen to it, it doesn't have to be related to the super full moon. This shadow energy is going to be working very strong and trying to stop you. I feel like what this shadow energy is going to do, it's going to try to intimidate you into not listening to the messages and insight that your team is delivering to you. I also feel with the shadow energy is going to try to scare you from really connecting to your power and your talents. But you need to take a hold of that. You are stronger than this shadow. You are stronger than this fear or these doubts that the dark collective is trying to project onto us. And then last I have is the dash. I see a lot of rapid movement coming in that is going to help move. Hold on. I had to take off this sweater. I see a lot of rapid movement coming in to help you kind of move either the communication of between you and your divine team or your higher self, or the movement of your manifestations and your wishes. There's something definitely that's going to be speeding up, especially that certain planets are getting out of retrograde and going into direct. I do see a lot of these energies are moving in. That's why this devil energy is trying to grip the collective really tightly, because it senses the changes are happening faster than it expected. So expect for this energy to come into your life, and you need to work with it. I'm not going to say like as fast, but you're going to have to like handle this energy, as quickly as you can, because spirit and your divine team need to prepare you for 2026 and for those energies to come. Because I don't know, guys, like I'm picking up something like really big happening for 2026, and the collective needs to be prepared. So you need to be aware of the messages that are coming in. You need to be more deeply connected to your divine power and abilities. Not my stomach growling, hush. You need to also hear the things that you don't want to hear so that you can heal it and accept it and let it go. You need to be prepared, because Spirit is saying, what I have in store for you, you need to be grounded. You need to be open, and you need to be ready. I understand these things are not easy, but what's not easy? Being chained to the devil. And Spirit and your divine team don't wish to see you in that energy going into 2026. And with that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Please give it a like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I would definitely appreciate it, and it will give tremendous support to me and to this channel. And thank you to the new and current viewers and subscribers for coming back to my channel to hear my messages. I hope my readings are giving you the insight and clarity that you need. And if you feel that this reading did not resonate, no worries. Feel free to check out the other readings on my channel. There's definitely a message there for you. My collective, it is important that you use this super full moon energy to connect to your higher self, to your divine team, and to your talents and power. There's a lot that needs to be done, but a lot that is going to be healed and is going to need to be surrendered. If that just made any sense. Excuse me. But yes, you are ready to listen and to connect to your higher self and to your divine team. You're ready to hear the instructions, or you are ready to hear the energies that you don't want to face or you don't want to hear. You are ready for that. Don't delay that anymore. The more you delay yourself, the more restraints is put in your energy and in your mind and soul. Commit to your divine team. Commit to your higher self. For some of you that are not like into, what's the word I'm looking for? Believing in multiple, deities and stuff, then, connect to God at least, and know that, or not know, but trust that God is delivering this insight and message and whatever upgrades for a reason. You must be prepared, because with this shadow energy and this devil card here, they are up to no good as always, but they are going to ramp up these attacks and these bondages that they are trying to place on the collective. But you are strong enough to break out of it. That's why your divine team is trying to reach to you strongly, so that you are not caught in this trap or remain stuck in this energy forever. And with that said, stay safe and have a good day.